Johannesburg, Cape Town. Let us know if you're brand new on this call. I'm looking at the chat at the moment while I set up this YouTube, and I'll give you guys shout outs as we go on. So let me just click share. So we got Vasi, Governor. Hey, Vasi, how are you? You reached out to me on WhatsApp early this morning, and thanks for making time for being on this call. Let me just copy this here, paste it here. There you go. So welcome to all our friends on YouTube. If you're watching this, warm welcome to you. First of all, your friend or family who sent you this link is about to share some important information. So I suggest you listen up very, very closely, get rid of all distractions because, look, on this call here, I mean, be direct with you. Nothing on this call is scripted. More importantly, some of you might find what I'm saying hard to believe. Some of you are going to have maybe a culture shock to say, I can't believe that this is happening right now. So I want you to pay attention because I'm here to prove it, right? So we're talking about two commodities. We're talking about gold and we're talking about XRP and how we use arbitrage to accumulate the both. Now, we launched this on the 15th of August, which is on Saturday. So I am just going to give you a brief idea on gold because that we need a lot of time, but the arbitrage remains the same, okay? So let's give a shout out to everybody who's on the call. Those of you who are new here, we got Jane, we got Basi, as I said, we got Ivan Perumal. How are you doing, bro? We got Dinesh, we got Zama, we've got Matt from Gauteng. Good to see you. We got Erika, Zuza. Keep it coming, guys. If you're brand new on this call, please let us know where you tuning in from. So my name is Shane. I'm from Durban, South Africa, as I said before, and I've been involved in the space for a very long time. The video that I played for you guys who came in a bit early is by Michael Saylor. Privately, he owns, I think, the fourth largest amount of crypto in the world, Bitcoin, right? But today we're not talking about Bitcoin. Today we're talking about the Web3 space. And when we're talking about making money in the Web3 space, if you don't understand the fundamentals, if you don't understand the movement, if you don't understand the evolution of technology, you're not going to really understand this. So that is why I like to do things from basics. So the person who you share this YouTube video with, or this recording with, they have an understanding, okay, there's a complete mapping or a roadmap exactly how I need to get to the place I need to be. So how do we do it, guys? What is Web3? So let's start off with Web 1. Web 1, when the internet was first created, you could not communicate. Only thing you could do was read. It's interesting that last night I was with my nieces and I was talking to them about how difficult it was with us with the internet. And I just want to show you, play this, right? I told them that this is a sound that we used to hear when we needed to log in to the internet. And I'm just going to play it on the speaker. Tell me in the chat if you guys recognize the sound.
Shane, the audio is not coming through. We're actually not hearing it, but I know what you're sharing. There's no sound.
Okay, let's do this. But you can hear and see me clearly, right?
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm just going to put it up on the screen here, right? When we used to log into the internet, Web 1, this is what we had to go through. I'll play it here for you guys, so you'll be able to listen to it. Does that sound familiar with you guys? So for all you guys who are new to the internet, I'm talking about I would say millennials, Gen Z, Gen X. When we had to log into the internet back in the day, we had to take the cable, plug it into the telephone line, and wait for that dial-up sound. It's called the dial-up tone. Then only we could log in. That was Web 1. As you can see, and I'm sure you guys know, that we evolved from there. Now we're on to Web 2. Web 2 is you click a button to connect to Wi-Fi, connect to your data on your phone, whatever it is. It's simple, but we need to understand that technology evolved, right? So Web 2 is basically you could read and you could write. Web 1, you only could read. Now you could correspond, speak to people. The problem with the Web 2, it's control. Your Google, Meta, your banking system, all of that is controlled on Web 2. They control your data. They know who you are. They bundle the information that you contribute every time you click like the airline, like the shoe, like the cap, like the car. They actually compile it and they sell you stuff. You know, when you talk near your phone hears your voice, and next thing you find ads coming through, same thing. They actually monetize your content and you get zero. So that's Web 2. Banking system, Web 2. Now, we are moving to Web 3. So the mere fact that you're on the call, you're going to learn about Web 3, where you read, you write, and you own your own data. That means no reason for your name, surname, nothing of that sort. Everything is anonymous and it's decentralized. It's not owned by anybody. Web 2 is centralized. Web 3 is decentralized. Now, banks are moving to Web 3. They're moving towards Web 3. Web 3 is your crypto, blockchain, smart contracts, AI, autonomous vehicles, augmented reality. All of that is Web 3. And most of you know that we are moving towards AI. Banks are moving towards AI. So how do you position yourself? If you know the banks are moving to Web 3 and what token they're using for crypto, you guys can position yourself, right? That's the basics of economics 101, where there's going to be a demand. You need to be able to see what the supply is like and actually benefit from that. So I don't want to confuse you too much, but welcome to the world of Web3. We know where the banks are going, and my responsibility is on this call to share that information with you. So what are the banks are moving to? They're moving towards Ripple. Now, Ripple has a token called XRP. So let me just share my screen and explain that to you in 2 minutes. So this is a coin market cap. There's 968 exchanges, as you can see here, and we've got over 56 billion different cryptocurrencies. 56 billion cryptocurrencies. This market is 2.18 trillion, so it's huge. But a lot of people don't play in this space. As you can see, Bitcoin is number 1, Ethereum is number 2. This is a stable coin. We leave that out. This is number 3. This is a stable coin, and this is number 4. So XRP is a token for Ripple. So what's happening with Ripple today? It's only $1, which is a good thing. As you can see here, it's going up and it's coming down. It's on sale at the moment. We call it a sale. For the last 24 hours, it's up 72%, and it's 62.71 billion. So start of the week, obviously weekends, there's a dip, but during a war, we're already up 73%. So there is some movement. Now, what you need to know very importantly is there only can be 100 billion XRP. There's a finite supply, 100 billion, but there's 62.67 billion already in circulation. Already in circulation, ladies and gentlemen. What does that mean? That means we got about 28 billion more, 28 billion more to go. Now, why is this important? Because if you listen to Michael Saylor, your money that you're saving right now is basically losing value. Why? Because your government prints whenever they want to print. They print money. They call it quantitative easing, when they print money and bring it to the public. So what happens to you, the person who works hard for your money and keep it in the savings? How can you save something that's losing value every day? Or how can you save something that the government is mass producing? How does it make sense? Why doesn't school teach you this? Why doesn't universities teach you this? Why doesn't your boss teach you this and say, hey, you know what, you're working hard for this money, but you actually need to take that money and invest in something that produces more money? Why? Because we just not taught to do that. We wait for a government handout for our grants, etc. But the world is changing so fast that inflation is going up so rapidly that the value of your money is nothing. I mean, anybody in South Africa took 1,000 rand and walked into a grocery store and see how many packets you come up with now compared to back in the day. I don't need to tell you this. It's something that you already know, but you just don't realize it. So I'm just highlighting it, right? So how do we actually benefit from XRP, which is only $1? That's the interesting thing. Now I need to prove to you who wants it, who's partnering with XRP, because that'll show you the demand. Remember, there's only 100 billion. Now let's look at a business. If you know you have limited amount of something And if I can prove to you on this call that everybody wants it, what's going to happen to that commodity? Type it in the chat. What's going to happen to a commodity where there's limited supply? And if I can prove you that the world of the financial world wants it, what's going to happen to the price of XRP? It's going to go up. Okay, so the first part you understand is it's only $1, is 100 billion, is 62 billion already in circulation, is that there's going to be a huge demand for the balance. The question is who wants it? That's why I, together with other people, invite you to the call, because you need, this call is not a feel-good call. It's not something where, oh, I was so motivated when the call. No, because once you're off this call and you go back to your daily chores, this is happening with or without you. You understand? So this is not a motivational call. It's not something to make you feel good. It's showing you and plotting a way forward on what corporates are doing. So let's share. If you're from South Africa right now, first of all, this is corporate investment banking. This is not your normal banking where people walk into the store, to your bank, and your teller or your advisor tells you, hey, did you know that APSA partnered with Ripple? They do not tell you this. Why? Limited mindset. You're not going to know what they're talking about. You're going to ask 100 questions. Oh, what's a risk drag and all of that there. So what they do is they go directly to corporate investment banking, because these corporate investment bankers, they look at percentage and return. They don't get emotional on, oh, what should I do? How? Let me go speak to my spouse. Let me go and research. Let me do this. No. Corporate banker says, look, give me the figures. Okay, I'm happy. Let's go. That is why they don't speak to average people who enter the bank. Now, don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but this is happening with or without you. List of institutions as of 2025. Now, let me explain something for so those of you who are new to crypto. Welcome to the new dawn of innovation when it comes to finance. But those of you who were in crypto, you notice from 2024 and beyond, crypto companies were actually shut down. SEC came after them due to regulation, etc. But after 2024, a lot of banks are starting to partner. Why? Because the Web2 world, banks, governments have realized that if they don't innovate their technologies, guess what? People, the new generation, is going to move towards crypto either way. So now they're starting to position themselves. And that is why we're getting banking license in the crypto space, which I'm going to prove to you. So let's look at this. Which other countries? We're looking at from 2025. We're looking at Japan, major institutions, right? Japan, UAE, USA, PNC Financial Service USA, American Express USA, Standard Chartered UK, UK and Spain, Santander. This is very, very big. I'm not sure if you guys knew that your American Express already partnered with Ripple. Did you guys know that? Australia, if you're in the house, welcome to the party. Then we got South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, Russia, Standard Bank, South Africa, all uses Ripple technology for payments. Even NetBank as well. So let's look at New Zealand, for all our New Zealand guys in the call. Reserve Bank of New Zealand collaborates with Ripple. Zealand, the future of money. What about Australia? You ready for this, Australia? Let's go here. Let's click on Yahoo Finance News. Ripple to acquire BC Payments Australia for local license. Ripple has revealed plans to obtain an Australian financial services license. This is happening in Australia at the moment. What about South Africa? South Africa, you want to know what's happening here? Let's show you. While you were asleep, when the budget speech was being said in February 2026, South Africa's Minister of Finance inaugurated his 2026 budget speech on 25th of February. He announced that the National Treasury is formally bringing crypto assets into the country's capital flow. Read this and read this again. Read this and then read this again. What's happening here, ladies and gentlemen? Why wasn't this on news? Why wasn't this a big thing? Because they don't want you to know about it. Let's look at EU. Ripple holds full authorization in the European Union for both an electronic money institution EMI license and markets crypto, MiCA, crypto asset service provider. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the payment services is going to move across 30 countries in the European Economic Area, 30 countries. So let's recap. One XRP is $1. All these companies, the Ripple license in your country, in New Zealand, Australia, They're all vying towards XRP. So why don't you hold any? It's only $1. Let's look at the excuses we give ourselves. Oh, I didn't know about it. Oh, my friend tried selling me once and told me I must stay away from the crypto world. Why? Because that's all propaganda. The Web2 world wants to keep you away from moving to Web3 towards crypto. So do you think you read good stuff about crypto? Or you reading all the bad things? It's a bubble, it's a scam, it's gonna burst, it's gonna this, it's gonna that. Stay away. What are you reading? What are you putting in your mind? I follow people like Michael Saylor. If you came on earlier, you heard what he said. So who are you following? Are you following smart money or are you following old government money? Your mindset needs to change because smart money is moving in a total direction from what you've been taught in school and what you've been taught by your bosses or your peers. So let's recap before I show you how we're going to accumulate this. One XRP is $1. There only can be 28 billion left, and the whole world wants it. The question is, how many do you want before the price goes up? Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. How many do you want before the price goes up? Because when I told people about Bitcoin being R1,000,000, they laughed at me because that time it was over 10,000 Rand. Today it's more than R1,000,000. Where are they now? You understand? So what I'm showing you here is proof of where it's going to go. So how do we actually accumulate this? We use a system in the AI space. Okay, welcome to the AI space because a lot of us on the call we say AI is so big, it's so huge, but we are not actively part of it. How can we immerse ourselves in the AI? How can we benefit it, monitor it? This is the answer I want to give you because I'm moving you from Web2 to Web3. So what I said in the Web3, we got AI, we got crypto, we got blockchain, we got smart contracts, augmented reality, all that is in the Web3. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you to an XRP AI bot. I'm going to show you how to accumulate that. So if you can see this PowerPoint, please give me a thumbs up in the chat so I can continue. So, and if you can hear me clearly. So let's look at this. XAB basically means XRP AI bot. This AI bot is going to do the work for you. So I'm not here to give you financial advice. Please let it be known. I'm here to basically show you what your financial advisor will not show you. And more importantly, you can do your own due diligence. But please, when you do your due diligence, do it on the Web3 space, not on the Web2 space, right? So we discussed this. Bitcoin is number one. It's an asset token. You buy the whole long term. Ethereum technology token. This is where the DeFi, decentralized finance. And then lastly, we got XRP, which is a banking token. I just showed you banks, banking license, etc., all on XRP. XRP created in June 2012. It's used by banks and it's created to replace the SWIFT banking system. So the SWIFT banking system basically is very, very old, more than 50 years old now. And you guys, if you tried sending money across border, you probably use the SWIFT banking system where you have to put in the SWIFT code. But now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's important. And listen up very carefully. Do you think your nieces and nephews are going to log into a banking system that does this? If you had to tell your child right now, let's go onto WhatsApp, let's go onto TikTok, and after every message they send, they have to wait for this. What do you think they would do? What do you think they would do? Do you think they'll still use this, the dial-up with your phone, or they'll say, can I have the Wi-Fi, please? What I'm doing is I'm creating two scenarios because I want you to understand the impact of what I'm showing you. Your new generation, your kids, when they go into the banking world, will they want a technology that's going to plug into your telephone and wait for that sound before every transaction? Or they are going to say, can I have the Wi-Fi or can you please load data for me, mom, dad, uncle, aunt? When your kids go visiting families' houses, what do they ask, hello, how are you? They say, do you have a Wi-Fi password? So the banking system is in the dial-up stage at the moment, SWIFT. 2 to 3 business days for monies to go across. Will the new generation wait for that? Will they have the patience for that? When they're living in a world right now called instant gratification, where they want information like that there. ChatGPT, Google, Gemini, Claude, Spotify. My daughter last year, what do you want for Christmas? Dad, I don't want a gift. Can you just get me a premium account for Spotify? What is Spotify? Then she plays it. Now I got premium Spotify. Before I had to have load CDs and go to YouTube and listen to music. Now Spotify. How many of you know about Spotify? But I have to pay for it, right? The new generation is going to look for a faster way to get information. Same with the banking. Now the banks have realized this. The banks say, oh my God, we are on SWIFT for the past 52 years. It takes 2 to 3 business days. It's so confusing. It costs a lot. What will the new generations do? Now the banks are saying we got to move to Web3. We got to move to crypto because in XRP, we do 1,500 transactions per second compared to the bank, which is a dial-up. Think about that. Bank is a dial-up right now. And your kids got Wi-Fi. When your kids finish school, start businesses, what are they going to do? And banks have realized it. Guys, do you understand that analogy? There's no other way I could put it much more clearer. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. That is why XRP is there to replace the SWIFT banking system. SWIFT is old, slow, expensive, confusing. XRP is new, fast. Can you see 1,500 transactions per second and virtually free compared to how expensive it is to send money cross-border? Now, if XRP takes over 25% of the SWIFT network, one XRP will be valued at $10,000. So SWIFT network runs over 200 countries and over 11,500 banks and financial houses. If XRP just takes over 25%, one XRP will be valued at $10,000. How many do you have? How many XRP do you have at the moment? That's the question. How many XRP do you have at the moment? So how do you accumulate wealth? In your idea, in your mind, accumulating wealth is taking your cash, keeping it in your safe, or putting it in the bank. How is that accumulating wealth? How is that working for you? Is it bringing you more money? Yes, Shane, you won't believe I'm getting 5% interest for the year. Is it? And your inflation is 7%. How does that work? You see, that is the difference between financial literacy and the book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yeah, have you heard of the book? It teaches the exact same thing. Some people think they're rich by having the money in the bank. Only when they retire, they see the value has dropped. Whether the poor person, what the poor does. Let me show you. If the goal is $10,000, we were saying if XRP goes up to $10, and if we help you get 100,000 XRP, that will make you $1 millionaire. Can you see that? 100,000 XRP at $10 makes you $1 millionaire. What if we get you 1,000 XRP and it goes to $10? That's $10,000. How many of you would like to start off your 2027 with the extra 170,000 Rand or $10,000? Everybody would like, but we are not put on this earth to make $10,000. Let me tell you something. We are not put on this earth to make $10,000. This is for the losers. Today, I'm going to elevate your mind. We are looking for $1 billion. And I'm going to show you how to get there. Let's go. Now, let's move to the next slide. Welcome to our bot. This is the bot AI. Quantum computing. Quantum computing with IBM based in Finland. That's where our data center. The data center itself, British Airways use the same data center. Barclays, London use the same data center as where your bot is. So what does your bot do? Your bot does something called arbitrage trading. Okay? Arbitrage trading. There's here. Some of you probably heard of this. Some of you didn't hear of this. This is our CEO, Dr. Jack Van Miller. And there's a picture of him and some of us were actually with him in Thailand in June. Was it June? June or July? I can't even remember. July. Let me just show you this picture quickly. Open. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. So this is us sitting together. This is me. This is Rehan. There's Dr. Jack here. So these three are brothers. They met by collecting watches. Can you see this watch here? And then can you see this watch here? That's how these guys met. Okay. This is Dr. Jack Van Miller. Now, let me give you a quick background because I think you need to understand the background of how they met. So the bot that you are about to get was created in 2019. We're only corporates because arbitrage trading, you need a lot of money to do, right? And none of us here can say we've got $1 billion to put into our arbitrage because that's how much you really need because you make small profit, but you need a lot of money. So I'm sure most of us on the call, we don't have $1 billion, not rand, dollars lying around to say, let's do arbitrage. But that's what you needed from 2019. Until while collecting watches, they met the three brothers. Now, these three guys, Rehan, Gohar, we got Rizwan, and we got Faisal. They live in UK, multi-millionaires. They own skyscrapers in Dubai. And what they do is they build compensation plans for different network marketing companies. That's what they do. They're heavily involved in healthcare, etc. Whereas Dr. Jack, he's got his PhD in aeronautical engineering and he designs drones and programs drones for the military and all of that. So these three brothers said, hey, if you have something that works, we would like to put in $20 million in to test it. So they've been back testing all this time. And once they were happy with the results and saying this arbitrage system really works, let's recreate a compensation plan and take it out to public instead of institutional investors. So thank the person who invited you to this call because you would have never ever seen this product. You would have never ever seen this technology because the rich get richer, right? That's the saying. Today we're sharing this with you. So what's arbitrage? Arbitrage basically means this. When I started this call, I showed you 968 exchanges. We deal with the top four. We deal with Binance, we deal with Kraken, we deal with Coinbase, and we deal with Bitstamp. How many of you guys saw this on, when it was Saturday or Friday? I think it was Friday. Sorry, guys, the weeks are going so fast and I'm just losing track. Where we see the arbitrage. Sorry, it was Friday because we did the XRP and we did gold. Okay. So basically what it does is it scans exchanges, it buys from one exchange, sells to another exchange. So all of those exchanges sell XRP, but there's a slight price difference. So what this bot does, it buys from one exchange, it sells to the other exchange, and it pays you. Now, when you hear the word trading, some of your mind shut off because you'd actually assume you're going to be sitting and looking at charts the whole day. No, you can put your phone off. You don't even need to have airtime or data. Your battery can be dead, but this is trading for you on the cloud, computing, right, on the blockchain. How many of you guys like that idea? Now, let's move on to the next question is, how much does it cost? Because you already know what you want to accumulate. You already know how it works, but how much does it cost? Okay, let's show you how much it costs. This is the cost of it, guys. 1 XRP is the cost. How much is 1 XRP? $1. In South Africa, $1 is around 17 rand. In New Zealand, if you could just type in what's the dollar there, as well as Australia, I can just put it on the screen. So those of you on this call that don't have 17 rand for the fee, or I think it's $15 New Zealand dollars. I'm not sure. Denise, if you could please type that in, please, for me. Or you could just unmute yourself. There you go. How much is it? 1.69 New Zealand dollars.
Yeah.
Okay. Leanne, you can just unmute yourself as well. I think you are is Leanne in Australia, right? Yeah. There you go, Leanne. It's $1.40 in, so let's put 1.69 in New Zealand. Australia, it is $1.40. So if you're trading it from these countries, if you don't have 17 rand, $1.69 or $1.40, there's a serious problem with your wealth creation right now. that means you have a problem. What have you been doing for the last 5 years is not working for you. If you have this amount, type in yes in the chat, please. If you have that amount, type in yes in the chat. So that's the fee. Now, let's look at how much you need to come in with. You need to get in touch with the person on the call and tell them how much you have in rands or New Zealand dollars, Australian dollars to get started. Once you tell them how much you've got, they would work out and tell you where you categorize yourself in. Okay? So if you tell I've got 2,000 Rand, they'll tell you how many XRP you're going to start with. If you say I've got 300 New Zealand dollars, they will tell you where you get started with. And this is how they're going to do it, right? Everything is transparent. All they're going to do is this. Like I would show you how we work out the Rand. Okay? We just go to Google. We go onto a converter like this. And let's just say, anybody, type in an amount in the chat. Anybody, type in an amount in the chat, please, that you like to get started with. I'm talking about the new guys. Give me an amount. Remember, we want to make 100,000 XRP, right? And you know your money is sitting in the bank and doing nothing. So give me an amount in the chat. Let's go. Give me an amount in the chat. I'll tell you how many XRP you're going to get. Don't feel shy, guys. This is the first step of creating wealth. So Anita says 700 Rand. Okay. 700 Rand, Anita. Okay, let's go with Vasi because I know she's from South Africa. Because Anita, I don't know whether you're talking about. Let's say for 2,000 Rand, you're going to get 122 XRP. Okay. Guys, it's easy to do this. New Zealand dollars. Okay, let's look at New Zealand dollars, 700 New Zealand dollars. So Vasi, you get 122 XRP. Let's go to New Zealand dollars. NZ, right? Let's put in 700. So you get 414, Anissa. Okay, so you guys understand how that works. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. You decide how much you got, and it will show you how many XRP you're going to get. Now, that bot is designed to give you a 300% return. 300% return. That means if you look at Devi, you are actually going to get 122 times 3. That is 366 XRP in return. Now you got Anissa who says 700. She's going to get times 3, which is call it 1,200 XRP. You see how that works, ladies and gentlemen? So your bot is programmed to give you a 300% return. So whatever XRP you can afford, the bot is going to trade for you and give you a 300% return. Now, how does it do it? This is how it's done. It is programmed to give you up to 1% a day. You're going to get up to 1% a day. It trades for you 6 days a week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, all you're going to do on a Tuesday is activate your bot. You're going to click on your bot, you're going to click submit, and you're going to click yes. If you're joining by tomorrow's call, you'll be able to see me doing this live, right? So, yes, let's do a recap, right? Tell me if you can do the following, then you're good to go. Do you have 1 XRP as a fee, 17 Rand, $1.69, $1.40? If that's a yes, you're good to go. You can afford the product, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, why is that misconceiving? You see, the only reason why you can afford it right now is because XRP is only $1. If XRP goes to $1,000, the fee now becomes $1,000. So don't take this as a cheap business. That is why the more XRP you come in now, it's only $1, the more XRP you're going to get as an output, right? So do not take this as a $1 business. That's the biggest mistake you can do. That's what the biggest mistake people do with Bitcoin. Oh, it's only 50 cents. Oh, it's only $1. It's only $10. Oh, it's only, and next thing it's over $1 million. So you got $1 for your fee, you're good to go. Then you need to look at your bank account and say, okay, how much here can I put into XRP? If the banks are getting into it, why should you have your money in the banks and then your banks start taking it, put into XRP? So you need to decide at least 5% of what you got in your bank diversify, right? Diversify. You're not taking all your money, you're not selling your house, you're not selling your car. 5% of what you got, diversify. Because now you're collecting an asset that's very good value. So you got your one XRP, you got your amount that you want to buy your XRPs with. Then on a Tuesday, can you click 3 buttons? Can you click the bot, submit, and yes? Type in the chat. Can you do that? Do you have those 3 things? One XRP, the amount that you can afford to buy, how many XRP you want, and can you click 3 buttons on a Tuesday? Type in the chat Y for yes. If you can't do that, ladies and gentlemen, understandably, just type in no, and that's it, right? So thank you to everybody who clicked yes there, right? Welcome aboard. How many of you would like to earn 400%? So let me explain. You see, on Web3, I told you it's decentralized. There's no corporates going to advertise for you. You need to advertise yourself. Bitcoin, when I started with Bitcoin 14.5 years ago, we should have private meetings with like-minded individuals like Michael Saylor, etc., and listen to what they say. So when we go out to public, do you think we listen to the noise what our government told us? What your broke uncle down your street? Do not take advice from somebody that does not have what you want. Please do not do that. You can't take advice from somebody who does not have what you want. So that is why some of you didn't buy Bitcoin, right? You know it. I'm not here to explain it. You know why. So what's going to happen is when we started to build Bitcoin, we just spoke to like-minded individuals. We invited them to the calls and we explained, this is a blockchain. This is why the government can't take your money. This is what they can do with gold. This is what they can do to your property, charge you tax. So a lot of them went into Bitcoin and they're good there. Okay. Now the question is, how do you make 400%? We want you to share this information. How many of you think that this information I want to share with you is valuable? You're going to share, go to your phone list, make a list of 5 people. You're going to tell them, hey, what I saw where the banking is going, you need to be on this call. I don't know how it works. I need you to see what is happening. So you make a list of your 5 friends and you invite them. Just one of them has to say, I want this bot. And I got maybe 500 or 1,000, whatever they've got, minimum be 10 XRP, that is, right? You now earn 400%. We're just taking this to one person, you make 400%. Now, I don't know about you, 300% is better than 400%. So, so Vasi, you're going to make, if you come in with 122 XRP, you're now going to make 480 XRP. Just by sharing one person. However, the sharing part is optional. If you are happy with 300%, by all means, don't talk to anybody. Maybe you're a private person. Maybe, I don't want anybody to know where I'm making my money from. Whatever you tell yourself, that's fine. But I'm saying that we need to take this out because people are praying for this opportunity. We need to educate them before the banks do, because the banks are going to show your friends and family. Either way, why not let it be you? Okay? So that's the first part of it done. Now, the next part is some of you will say, Shane, what if I want to share this with more than one person? What's in it for me? I mean, yeah, 400% is good, but I want to do this like how you are doing it. I want to build this as a business, as an online business. I got thousands of people to educate, not just one person, because a lot of people I know looking for a plan B. So if you are that person who want to help us take this movement to another level, right? So now I'm talking to you. So let's switch caps. The first cap is your passive person, who only want to share it to one person and make 400%, or don't want to share it and make 300%. That's you done. So let's look at the person who's looking for business ideas for 2026, because we want to partner with you. This is our Web3 banking system, right? We want to take this out. So when I said with corporate, if I shared this with my wife, fine, I made 400%, I was happy. Plus I made 8% of whatever XRP she's got. 8%. And guess what happens? If she takes another bot, I make another 8%. So ladies and gentlemen, you on this call, you can have multiple bots. Every month you can buy a bot. Every week you can buy a bot. You can take your existing earnings and buy another bot. Nothing will stop you from reaching your 100,000 goal. You can have multiple bots. So if my wife took one bot, I made 8%. She took another bot, I made 8%. I took another bot, 8%. Normally I have my bot here to show you guys. But this weekend I was at a meeting with Dilip and Julian, and I took that as gifts for them. So I don't have my bots here anymore. I think I have to get more of those bots. So every time you take a bot, you make 8%, 8%, 8%. Okay, that is your level 1. Now I want you to think about this. We're looking for people who has financial literacy, who are entrepreneurs, who have thick skin, rhino skin, who, because remember, this is not for everybody. People are going to say no because they just don't get it. That's fine, right? We leave there. We need people to, serve us in restaurants, carry our luggage. We need that type of people. That's fine. But here's what I'm saying. If you got a different type of mindset, I want you to think yourself as the Federal Reserve Bank. You do know every country has a reserve bank, and they take money from the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, right? They take loans from them. So the Federal Reserve is you. Then you have banks, which are branches all over your country and the world. Then you have satellite branches all over your country, all over the world. Then you have ATMs all over the countries, all over the world. But it all starts off from the federal, which you are. Now, I want you to have that mindset. We're going to open up branches, satellite branches, and ATMs. Are you good to go? Are you following that structure in your head? So you can show this to 1,000 people. We don't care. That means you can have 1,000 branches. And every time they take a bot, you make 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%. You're going to make hell of a lot of money there. So my daughter signed up with my wife. That's level 2. My wife made 8%. I made 2%. That means every time my wife shows somebody this, which she loves to do, by the way, she's already going to hit Ruby, I make 2% from them, yet I don't know who my wife showed this to. So ladies and gentlemen, you get paid 20 levels deep. My wife is the first level, my daughter is the second level. You get paid 20 levels deep, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. This is money coming in like you could never believe. 8% for every direct referral, right? 2%, level 2. Level 3 to level 6, 1%. And level 7 to level 20, 0.5%. At this stage, level 10, you're looking at about 500,000 people. Then, what about the person who comes in 21, the 21st person? How do you make money from them? Very simple. On this year, you get paid unlimited levels deep. Unlimited levels deep. Think of this year as you're qualified to earn from every branch, every satellite branch, every ATM across the world. I want you to have that in mind. So what's the qualification for this? First of all, you need to have a minimum of 500 XRP. Now, you can get to this 500 XRP by, accumulating. Every month when you buy a bot, it can accumulate to 500 XRP. You don't need to have one single bot at 500 XRP. Am I making sense? Then you're going to have a minimum of 3 branches, to make 1,000 XRP. So basically, let's just say my wife is here. Let's put Atisha. I got Sean here, and I got Sam here. Okay. So basically, 333 XRP here, 3 here, 3 here. Or I could have 1,000 people coming in, 1,000 people coming in. All of this here counts for the 1,000 XRP, which you can do within days. Then you earn 6% of 1,000. Now, once you earn your 6%, this goes to 0. But can you stop these people from taking more bots? Can you stop them from opening up more branches? No, you can't. So your 1,000 volume comes up again. And you can claim another 6%. Or you say, hey, hold on. Let it grow to 2,500. Now you make 7%. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 90 days. 90 days, that's 3 months to accumulate this volume. And then you can cash out. Where have you seen a company that forces you to make money every 3 months to take a bonus? They're forcing you. They're saying you, hey, you can't just let it accumulate. You need to go and spend, go and have some fun. That's how we do it here. So let's look at how is this achievable. So it took me 77 days to come to what, 48,000 here. 48. I earned 10% because I was Ruby. That's 4,000. What 4,005? No, 45,000. Sorry, 4,500 XRP. It took 77 days. The numbers went to 0. Then it took me 55 days. I made 8,500 here. I hit Sapphire, and then the numbers go to 0. Then now it took me 33 days again, and I'm on 7,000 XRP. So it's about 70,000 here now. So that's I'm sitting on 7,000 XRP now, which I can claim. And this took me 33 days. What am I saying, guys? Pay attention to what I'm saying. I can't stop more ATMs, more Federal Reserve, branches, more satellite. I can't stop that. Everybody wants to get to 100,000. That means by next time I claim Sapphire, it take me 22 days. Imagine you making $7,000 every 20 days. For those of you who don't know what that means, let me just show you. Let's just show you here. If I'll look at the ZAR, right? South African rand, you guys can. So let's put $7,000 here. 130,000 rand every 20 days. Now let's look at this. Can I stop the ATMs? Can I stop the branches from all over the world because they get paid unlimited? Eventually, this will move down to 10 days. Every 10 days, you're making 100,000, $7,000 every 10 days. That means $21,000 a month, 21,000 XRP a month. 21,000 XRP a month is 340,000 Rand a month. Can you see that? 340,000 a month. Sorry, guys. Please unmute. Please mute yourself. You guys see where I'm going with this? You understand the power of what I just showed? Guys, can you please mute? Network marketing coach, can you please? Network marketing coach, the number one rule when you're on Zoom calls as a network marketing coach is to make sure that you are muted. Please respect the call. Thank you. You understand what I'm saying, guys? I need you to understand the gravity of what we're doing. We are our own banking system. So how do we get paid, ladies and gentlemen? MasterCard. This card here, near field technology, that means you can tap this card, swipe this card, insert this card. By the way, I think by today I'm shooting a video. I'm going to our local garage. I'm going to use my card to fill some fuel. I'll go to our local grocery store to just buy some stuff, just to show you that you've got a system that's making money for you automatically and how you could use that money. So you don't need to say, if I withdraw, I need this wallet going into my bank account. No, you transfer it directly onto your card and you'll be able to swipe and withdraw, etc. We'll talk about the card some of the time. But I want you to understand something. This is very important for you to know, because some of you on the call will say, Shane, how legit is this? First of all, I'm in the blockchain space, smart contract the last 5 years. I checked the smart contract out before I decided to build this. You guys understand it, right? And one day I'll tell you how I got involved and how I met the owners and all of that. It's a long story. But MasterCard, this is what MasterCard asked, and this is a question you need to ask yourself. Shane, if I don't want to make 400%, I don't want to share this with anybody, how long can the company last with no new money coming in? Because when you have a system where money is needed all the time to come in from outside resources, that is a Ponzi, right? Because it's not generating its own income. So if nobody decides to come on board and you guys already got your bots, you don't need to put in no new money because your profit is going to be into the bot again. It's circulating. Am I making sense? So MasterCard and Visa now have done the due diligence. They said, look, we check this arbitrage. If nobody, because you guys see that arbitrage. For all our members, you see it, right? I mean, we do this calls every Sunday. Now, today, Monday, 9 p.m., Dr. Jack, I'm not sure if Dr. Jack's going to be on the call today, but he shows you how the arbitrage and board works. So if MasterCard gave us the green light and MasterCard has a reputation to uphold, why will they put their name, or why will they put our name on their card? So what due diligence are you going to do? Let me tell you. Google, ChatGPT, YouTube, you're going to see a whole lot of hogwash. You're going to come back to the person who invited you to the call. Oh, see what I found. Please stop. Please, we already saw that. The person who invited you to the call, we already read those articles. They do not talk about MasterCard. They do not talk about a smart contract. They do not talk about the CEO. They do not talk about those things. Okay? Do due diligence what Zambud does. Go deep into it. Look at the arbitrage. Come back and say, Shane, can have a look at the arbitrage. Then we answer your questions. Am I making sense? But if you want to see it for yourself, no problem. Hop onto our calls. So we do this calls Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got 5 minutes remaining. And the next 5 minutes is very, very important. What you saw here with the gold arbitrage, I mean with XRP, we're doing it with gold. Okay? We're doing it with gold. With gold, we get a set 5%. We get a set 5%. And with gold, you compound. With gold, we compound. So this month you made 5% and you came in with $100. Next month, you got $105 trading for you. You make another $5, it's $110. The next month, you got $110 trading for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is money working for you. Right now, you're waiting for 5% for the whole year. We got XRP, it's doing up to 1% a day. Call it 15% a month. Then your goal is going to give you a set 5%. The goal to start off is $105. Letting you know in advance, $105. So you are going to get back to the person and you're going to tell the person, look, I've got $150 or $200 or whatever it is. I want gold and I want some XRP. We diversifying our portfolio. Because the XRP price goes up, you're going to monetize with that. When gold goes up, you're going to monetize with that. Am I making sense, guys? Both of them comes with MasterCards. You can use this one MasterCard for gold and one for XRP. Now, the presentation for the gold Vortex, it's called Vortex, is at 9 p.m. tonight. Okay, so 7 p.m. this evening, we are doing XRP. And then 9 p.m., we're doing gold Vortex. So ladies and gentlemen, from 9 to 5, you build your boss's dreams. You build his beautiful house, his cars by bringing the money, making him rich. From 7 to 10, well, not really 7 to 10. It depends, right? You get to do what? Build your empire, build your legacy, and partner with us at MasterCard. Does that make sense? So that's it from me. I got 3 minutes. I got 3 minutes. Who wants to see the back office? I got 3 minutes. You want to see my back office, what I've done? So let's hop on quickly. 3 minutes. Or better still, let's not show you the back office. Let's show you the bot. Let's show you the bot trading, right? Let's show you the bot trading quickly. Let's show you that. I think that's more important than my back office. Back office I'll do tomorrow because I need to activate my bots. Okay. Let me open this up quickly.
Wow, wow, wow. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this explosive session.
So where the money's gone, which was needed because I could never do that on stock or sugarcoating things. We're trying our best. We also need more time to make once it hit.
So by the way, guys, there's Dr. Jack here.
To make the system better and better. So
there's Dr. Jack. This is me. I don't know what I was looking at. I think I was looking at the moon because Bitcoin and XRP is going to the moon here. No, when I was looking at my aircon. This is DMA. This is Joella, the first person to ever get signed up. She's from Italy. This is Shweta. She was the operations manager for Barclays Bank in London as well as Citibank, and she has now joined us. So this is Dr. Jack, and let me display this quickly.
Let's share, especially if you just take a look. You know, it's really hundreds of thousands of transactions, and it's going so fast. So the bot works with XRP and stablecoin transactions, XRP fiat currency transactions, real-time US dollar price already going above 150. We are waiting. Once it hits 150 and above, then it won't go back. So that's what we're going to see very shortly, going back up to 150 and above, 180 very shortly. XRP and other cryptocurrency transactions. And the financial statistics, almost $2 billion in trading volume just in the last moments. So again, it's not just us pushing this. This is really the world really believing in this system. Then here we have the live trades. We're very proud to say that we have over $41 million in trading accounts. It's not in dollars. It's of course in XRP, but it's expressed in dollars. We work with Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, and Bitstamp. And as you can see, there are small price differences between these. Manually, you could never do this. The price differences are too small and they dissipate too fast. But with artificial intelligence and machine learning and high-speed internet and good servers, and also quantum computing from IBM for optimization, we can execute trades very fast and create revenue and create profits. So you see here the trades coming in. Buys, for example, at Bitstamp, sells at Coinbase for a little bit higher. You can see the amounts that's being bought and sold, the profits that are being made. Again, pretty risk-free because normally it's only for major institutional players arbitrage. We do it with XRP. We are totally new in this. We are really pioneers in this field. And it just doesn't execute a trade if it can't see a profit. So now I'm going really inside the bot, which doesn't look very pretty, but it's making good revenues. So here in the top, you can see how many attempts it is trying has made since I opened it. So I just click here on the trade. It's already hundreds. Now it will go to xrpscan.com. As you can see, 12 seconds ago, as it appeared in the system, the hashtag is there, 38 XRP successful trade. And let me just show another one. So it's already done over 1,000 while I was speaking. Also, what a lot of people that were with us from the beginning can see is that in the beginning, the bot had a lot of failed attempts, and that has gone, definitely the bot is performing better. For example, here almost 200 XRP. Also 8 seconds ago, here's the hashtag.
I just want to stop this. When he says, here's the hashtag, okay? Can you see it says, here's the hashtag? Now, if you're not in the space, you probably look at that information and say, okay, yeah, I just say this is a hashtag. What's so important about that? Let me explain to you the importance of that. You say, here's the hashtag. If you are sending money to somebody abroad, it takes 2 to 3 business days. Can you walk into the bank and tell the bank manager, look, can you take me to your server? And I need to see exactly where the transaction is, whether it's sitting with Forex, whether it's sitting at that bank, or whether it never leave our bank yet. Can anybody in this planet right now go to Web 2, that is a banking system, and ask the manager to do that? I want to see this on the chat because I need you to understand the importance of Web 2, Web 3. Can you do that? Can you walk to the bank, go into the service system and find out where your transaction is? Never. Zero. It is all controlled by a group of people. You need to understand that 95% of the world's wealth is controlled by 5% of the people, and that's the place you are playing in. You cannot go and demand this type of things. What you see here is something totally different. You can go to the XRP blockchain. This is on the blockchain, and you can see where the transaction is. That shows this is verifying the monies that is being made within the company. If this transaction showed you that the arbitrage made 194 XRP, do we need more money coming from outside? That means your friends and family. No, we don't need them. We doing them a favor by showing them this for them to participate, because this company has a mechanism. The bot is bringing in more money. You see one for 2,000 XRP that's coming up. So when you say transaction ID, you can copy this transaction ID. You can go to XRP, go to the blockchain. You can paste it in there and you'll see all the information where the money is at the moment. You can print out the receipt. Ladies and gentlemen, receipt. There you go. Look at the bottom. Transaction receipt. You can go and you pull this out. Now look at this. Look at the date. This is when I launched South Africa. 2026-02, 1949-07. What is the date, time here? 8 seconds ago. 21st of February, 2026. Can you see that? Can you see the time? Can you see the time here? Ladies and gentlemen, this is as real as it gets. Now let's look at this.
For if people want to check, again, verified externally. You see more coming. Again, here, one more 16 XRP. 13 seconds ago, and I think the timestamp is really shows that this just happened, and it's just from our system. So let me catch another couple. If you see like a 0, just means that it couldn't see that the profit basically disappeared, so it couldn't execute a profitable trade. So let me just catch on. It already tried almost 3,000 trades.
Can you do 3,000 trades in 4 minutes?
Here we have 2,000 XRP. So yeah, it's 9 seconds ago. The hash is there, and that's, I think, this is really this is what the company is about. That a lot of people just show graphs which are not verified. Here another 600 XRP 5 seconds ago. It saw a difference. It immediately executed. Of course, we are also dependent on the liquidity in the market. Also, the more liquidity gets into the system, the more XRP packages are being bought, the more higher the liquidity in the arbitrage engine, and also the more revenue the arbitrage engine will create. So you see now, I think Julia also can say in the beginning, I had a lot of failed attempts, and the bot is just getting better and better. So that's a real machine learning. Here, another one 3 seconds ago. So this is not about show. This is showing real data, real arbitrage. That's also why I show it personally, because this is my baby, and it's getting better and better. And I hope that the network marketing community can really take this product and bring it to the next level.
That's it from me, guys. I just showed you what is XRP, who wants it, how many there is. Then I showed you a tool for you to accumulate that you can afford. There's no such a thing as I can't afford it. The question is, how can you afford it? Okay, so that's it from me. You're going to get back to the person who invited you to the call. If you want to see this again, the link is in the chat. You guys can copy the link and watch this again. Let me just click. Oh, by the way, guys, YouTubers, if you're watching this, please get in touch with the person who invited you to the call or asked you to see this. Get in touch with them and we'll show you exactly how to get your XRP. We have an easy way to do that. And more importantly,